What does it mean to be a paladin? The word might make you think of knights in shining armor. It might bring to mind ancient stories of epic battles and legendary heroes. These stories are exciting, you know. They speak to a deep desire within us for purpose and adventure. Historically, paladins were the foremost champions of a great leader like Charlemagne. They were known for their incredible courage, their unwavering loyalty, and their deep commitment to justice. They were defenders of the weak and protectors of the innocent. This image of a noble warrior is powerful and inspiring for a very important reason. This call to be a hero is not just an old story. It is a real and living invitation for you today. The Catholic faith calls each of us to be something more than we are. It calls us to be saints. And what is a saint, if not a spiritual warrior fighting for goodness and truth in the world? A modern paladin is simply a Catholic who takes this call seriously. You don't need a sword or a shield. Your battlefield is your everyday life. Your mission is to bring the light of Christ into every corner of your world, one small, courageous act at a time. It is a path of heroic virtue. The world today desperately needs heroes. It needs men and women who are willing to stand for what is right, even when it is difficult. It needs people who will defend the truth with gentleness and respect. The modern paladin is not called to fight a physical enemy with weapons of steel. Instead, we are called to fight against selfishness, against apathy, and against the darkness that tries to creep into our hearts and our communities. This is a spiritual battle, and God is calling you to be His champion in this fight. He is calling you to be a beacon of hope. So this idea is not about fantasy, it is about a real and practical way of living your Catholic faith with passion and purpose. It is about waking up each morning and deciding to be the best version of yourself. It is about embracing the adventure of your faith and seeing every challenge as an opportunity to grow in holiness and strength. The journey of a paladin begins not on a distant battlefield, but in the quiet chambers of your own heart. It starts with a simple yes to God's incredible plan for your life. Are you ready to answer the call? To become a modern paladin, you must first put on your spiritual armor. This armor is not made of metal, but of virtue. The most essential piece of this armor is faith. Faith is your shield. It is your deep and abiding trust in God's goodness and His plan for you, even when you cannot see the path ahead clearly. Faith protects you from the arrows of doubt and despair. It gives you the strength to stand firm when the world tries to push you away from what you know is true. It is the foundation upon which every other virtue is built. Your faith is your connection to God, the source of all your strength. Next, you must cultivate courage. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is feeling the fear and doing the right thing anyway. It is the virtue that allows you to live out your faith openly and honestly. A paladin shows courage by speaking the truth with love, even when it's unpopular. You show courage by choosing to do what is right instead of what is easy. It takes courage to forgive someone who has hurt you. It takes courage to stand up for a classmate or co-worker who's being treated unfairly. This virtue is the sword you wield against injustice and indifference. Discipline is the structure of your armor. It is the self-control that holds everything together. Without discipline, our good intentions often fall apart. A paladin practices discipline by mastering their impulses and desires. This means choosing to pray when you would rather scroll on your phone. It means controlling your temper when you feel angry. It means working diligently when you would rather be lazy. Discipline is not about punishment, it is about freedom. It frees you from the slavery of your own weaknesses so you can serve God and others more perfectly. It forges your character into something strong and reliable. Finally, your armor is completed with compassion and service. This is the heart of the paladin. Compassion is the ability to feel with others, to share in their joys and their sorrows. It moves you to action. Service is compassion in motion. A paladin is always looking for opportunities to help. You serve by listening to a friend who is struggling. You serve by doing chores at home without being asked. You serve by volunteering your time for a good cause. This is how you live out the greatest commandment, to love God and to love your neighbor as yourself. Your service is proof of your love. Your quest as a paladin unfolds one day at a time through small, consistent habits. The most important habit is daily prayer. This is your direct line of communication with your King. Start your day with a simple conversation with God. It doesn't have to be long or complicated. You can say a simple morning offering, giving your entire day to Him. Throughout the day, you can offer quick, silent prayers. Before a difficult meeting, you can ask for wisdom. When you see an ambulance, you can pray for the person in need. End your day by examining your conscience, thanking God for the good and asking for forgiveness for your failures. Prayer is the fuel for your journey. Another essential habit is the practice of intentional service. A paladin is a servant leader. Make it your mission to perform at least one act of kindness for someone else each day without expecting anything in return. This could be as simple as holding a door open for someone, letting another car go first in traffic, or offering a genuine compliment to a cashier. At home, you can help with a chore that isn't yours. At work or school, you can offer to help a colleague who is overwhelmed. These small acts of service build a powerful habit of selflessness and teach you to see the face of Christ in every person you meet. Honesty is a non-negotiable habit for a paladin. Your word must be your bond. Practice radical honesty in all things, big and small. This means telling the truth even when it might be inconvenient for you. It means not exaggerating stories to make yourself look better. It means giving an honest day's work for an honest day's pay. Honesty builds trust and integrity. It makes you a person others can rely on. When you are committed to the truth, you become a clear reflection of Christ, who is the truth itself. This habit purifies your heart and simplifies your life in the most beautiful way. Finally, you must build the habit of self-control. This is where discipline becomes practical. Every day presents countless opportunities to practice this virtue. Choose to turn off the television and read a spiritual book instead. Choose to eat healthy food instead of junk food. Choose to hold your tongue when you are tempted to gossip or complain. When you feel frustrated, take a deep breath and offer that feeling to God instead of lashing out. Each time you master a small impulse, you strengthen your will. You become the master of yourself rather than a slave to your feelings. This daily training prepares you for bigger battles ahead. Your battlefield is not a distant war-torn land. Your battlefield is right here, right now. It is in your family home, your school classroom, your office, and your neighborhood. This is where you are called to live as a paladin. At home, you can fight against selfishness by being patient with your family members. You can be a peacemaker during disagreements. You can serve them by doing your part to create a loving and supportive environment. Your family is your first and most important mission field. It is where you learn to love unconditionally, just as Christ loves you. Your mission starts here. At your school or workplace, your quest continues. You can be a paladin by refusing to participate in gossip. You can stand up for someone who is being bullied or excluded. You can choose to be diligent and honest in your work, doing everything for the glory of God. When you face a difficult ethical decision, you can choose the path of integrity, even if it costs you something. Your colleagues and classmates are watching. Your quiet example of virtue can be a more powerful witness than any sermon. You bring light to this battlefield by simply being a person of character. The world will challenge you. It will tell you that faith is foolish, that virtue is outdated, and that self-interest is the only thing that matters. This is the dragon you must face. Responding with anger or argument is not the paladin's way. You conquer this dragon with joy, with kindness, and with a peace that the world cannot understand. You show the beauty of your faith by the way you live. You show the strength of your convictions through your unwavering compassion for others, especially for those who disagree with you. Your life becomes an answer to the world's confusion. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. You do not need to have it all figured out to begin. Today is the day to start. Choose one simple habit. Decide today that you will begin and end your day with a short prayer. Decide that you will look for one person to serve. Decide that you will be a person of courage and truth. Do not be discouraged by your stumbles or your failures. A paladin gets back up, dusts off their armor, and continues the fight. God is not asking for perfection. He is asking for your heart. Take that first step. The great adventure of your life is waiting for you. Live like a paladin.